The last and oldest of the 4 majors and the only one played outside of the US. Top of the day to you, I'm Shawn B, and this is 6-ish facts about the Open, with the last 2 being the most interesting, I think. With the first Open being held in 1860 and the winner of the first dozen Opens being presented with red Morocco belts with silver clasp, dubbed the Challenge Belt. Doesn't that buckle there make a Texan blush?
No, I'm not a native Texan. I'm just a Texan.
They were purchased by the members at a cost of 25 pounds. In 1872, an agreement was reached that each of the hosting 3 clubs of the Open would contribute 10 pounds towards the cost of a new trophy, which would be a silver claret jug known officially as the Golf Champion Trophy. It was widely referred to as the Clarendon Jug. With the engraving of all the past winners, the Open Trophy was designed to look like the silver jugs used to serve claret in the 19th century gatherings, thus the name.
Duh.
Good thing it didn't debut in today's times, otherwise it'd probably be called something like the MasterCard Claret Jug Golf Championship Trophy presented by the Open, sponsored by Verizon.
I'm contractually obligated by my sponsors.
Also, every year's winner is given a medal for winning, which they get to keep. The oldest winner of the Open is Old Tom Morris, who was 46 when he won in 1867, which is like 86 in today's times.
Come on, Craig.
Old Tom Morris also held the record for the largest margin of victory in a major championship of 14 strokes at the 1862 Open Championship, which stood for 183 years until some no-name scrub named Tiger Woods won the 2000 US Open by 15 strokes. The following year in 1867, the youngest winner of the Open won, which was his son, young Tom Morris, who was 17.
My son.
And would go on to win 4 consecutive titles in the Open Championship, which is still an unmatched feat today. He did all this by the time he was 21.
When I was your age...
That's a lot of wins, but like Bob Cousy and Bill Russell is probably playing against plumbers and roofers too. Speaking of back in the day, the 2003 winner of the Open would be American Bob Curtis, who was the only player to finish under par that week, who was at 300 to 1 long shots to win. $1 to win 300? That's some crazy odds. Due to him being the 396th ranked player in the world and the lowest ranked player to ever win a major since the official world golf ranking was started in 1986. The win would catapult him all the way to 35th ranked in the world after this lone major win of his career. An interesting and entertaining feat about the Open, especially here on YouTube, but don't you worry, I promise you I'll never be making a Road to the Open series.
Because you suck!
The Open is truly open to any male professional golfer, male amateur golfer whose handicap does not exceed 0.4, so basically you better be scratch or +4 really to have a chance, or has been ranked in the top 2,000 in the World Amateur Golf Rankings during the last calendar year. Along with any female who has finished in the top 5 in the latest edition of any of the 5 women's majors is eligible to enter the local qualifying.
Still you're in my way.
If they perform well, they will go into the final qualifying, which is 4 simultaneous 36-hole one-day events held across the UK, with 12 players qualifying for the Open. If there's any spots left, then the alternates will be made up of the highest ranked players in the official world golf rankings, with the total field being up to 156 players. Sounds easy enough. I don't get why Peter Finn struggles so much with this. I'm kidding.
Watch your mouth.
The courses used on the Open are typically much different than the ones you would see on the PGA, or guess you gotta mention the LIV these days.
An offer I can't refuse.
The Open is always played on a coastal links golf course. Links golf is often described as the purest form of golf,
Think classy, you'll be classy.
and keeps the connection with the way the game originated in Scotland in the 15th century. The courses are primarily shaped by nature rather than being built. Weather, particularly wind, plays a major factor, and although there will be a prevailing onshore breeze, changes in the wind direction and the strength of it over the course of a tournament mean each round of golf has to be played slightly differently. The courses are also famous for deep pot bunkers, along with gorse bushes that make up the rough. The golfer playing on a links course will often adapt his game so the flight of his ball is lower, so it's less impacted by the wind, but this makes distance control a little bit more difficult. Also, due to windy conditions, the speed of the greens are often much slower than a golfer might be accustomed to. This is to help the ball from being moved by a gust of wind. Initially, the Open was not held outside of Scotland until 30 years after the inaugural Open at Royal St. George. With the first 12 Opens being played at Prestwick Golf Club in Scotland, Prestwick remained in the Open's rotation until 1925, when it was deemed unable to accommodate the growing galleries. Prestwick was the host of the Open for a total of 24 times, which is still second only to the old course at St. Andrews, now has 30. If you would like to learn more facts about the old course at St. Andrews, go ahead and click this video here. And if you could, please go ahead and subscribe. Later.